So yes, a demo was involved, guys.
Really?
Yeah, even at the stage of the game, which I love.
Apple Music does demos?
Yo, you gotta prove yourself that you can have the show and you can have the gig. You can't be doing gimmicks anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because people make say no. You can't say no. Okay, I don't want a Tinashe to be playing that much on the radio.
Nandi Madida?
Yes.
I am so excited to be speaking to you today.
Yes.
For a number of reasons, okay? Number one is my first time interviewing you.
I know.
I'm over the moon. You've been on my interview bucket list for years.
Oh, wow.
I'm not exaggerating.
Right. And also what's crazy is that we've been bumping into each other for so many years.
Exactly.
Okay? So finally we're here.
Finally we're here. And of course, we're not just here. We're not just anywhere. We're here for Previdar.
Yeah.
And we're not just here for Previdar on any occasion. You're on the cover of our latest issue of Previdar magazine.
Yeah.
Guys, can we just pull up that magazine, please? I need everybody to see just how stunning Nandi Madida looks. Yo, guys, no, please, can you take that all in? I just want to say, you are her, okay? I hope you wake up every morning and say, I'm her.
I wish I did. So now when you have kids, it's a little tricky. Because you're like, Mommy, I need that. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm her.
You still have to meet other people's demands.
But it's beautiful that you say that, and I think it's important for anyone to know that they are themselves, and innately themselves, and they're authentic, and to pride themselves that even with its failures or success, 100%. That you always stay true to yourself. So yes, I am her.
You are, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Really great to have you today. Thank you for joining us. I always thought all my interviews like this, right? I just want to find out, what does it feel like to be Nandi Madida today?
Oh, today.
Specifically today.
You got me on a good day.
Okay.
No, today, I won't even lie and shy away from it. Having the time of my life.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I feel like I'm most proud of living my life and curating my life the best way I know how and for me.
Yeah.
So I look back, and the one thing I'm most proud of is that I never compromised my dreams. I never compromised my principles and morals to attain those dreams.
Yeah.
Dreams rather, but also I just believed in myself, and I'm seeing everything come into fruition in a way that is just, it's so Nandi. So whether locally or globally, any projects that I'm doing, it's just everything I believe in, you know. Yes. And we'll elaborate on this, but for example, being a part of the Apple family.
Yo.
The nerd in me. It's not even like, I get that everyone uses Apple, but the like techie nerd in me is like, what? I mean,
what is going
on? Going to Battersea in London and seeing those offices and knowing that legacy of Steve Jobs. And, you know, it's just something else. So I just feel like I've been really blessed to be working with the best in the world. I just came off of, obviously, you know, what, 2-3 years ago now, I don't know, working with the best in music, arguably, Beyonce for Black is King. And then,
not even arguably, by the way.
No, absolutely. Just in case anyone wants to argue with me, but I'm ready. Of our time.
Of course.
Beyonce. And then I was just saying, I'm working with the best in radio. I got to... Every month they get to work with Ebro, and Ebro is like the blueprint of radio, man. He does all those interviews, and he's just the coolest guy, but also just believes in the continent so much the way I do as well. Yeah. And that's beautiful. Someone of his caliber, from a global perspective, just believing in not only me as the person for the gig, but also in the continent. It's amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. And I love everything that you touched on, and you summed it up by saying it's so Nandi.
Yes.
Every time we see an announcement, we're like, okay, Nandi Madida starring in Black is King.
Yes.
Presenting for Global Citizen.
Absolutely.
Scandal Part 2 comes out. Everything across your career has always had a certain level of high quality, high performance value. Audiences have always loved everything you've done. So it's absolutely no surprise to me, or it wasn't a surprise when I saw the press release and I saw, what? Nandi Madida will be the host of Apple Music's Africa Now radio. Tell us a little bit about how the process came together to land the gig, the meetings behind the scenes, how they first approached you, how you felt when you were approached, and what eventually convinced you to sign on.
I love that question, and thank you so much for asking, because it's one that I'm very proud of.
Yeah.
So yes, a demo was involved, guys.
Really?
Yeah, even at the stage of the game, which I love.
Apple Music does demos?
Yo, you gotta prove yourself that you can have the show and you can have the gig, which I don't lie, I always think is so refreshing. In fact, where I am in my career, I'm doing a lot of that, and I love it, especially for like now I'm busy with the film, and obviously I had to audition for that, and the fact that I got the job. So I love how, for me, it's refreshing because you're honing on your craft again, and you're having to sharpen it again and work on it, and you know. So I love that. So the fact that also you know that you got the gig, having done a demo, and that you know it could have been anyone, and they just felt that you know you're the right person because you got the chops, is always just something you know to be proud of. So. I earned it, you know, I earned that spot. So 100%. I got the call, to do the demo. I had to do it live with the UK team in London. And, you know, so you're busy reading this thing while they're listening to you and like, yo, welcome back to Africa Now Radio. My name is Nandi Madida, your queen.
Oh like, my God.
So they're listening to you live. Okay, great. Okay. So next one. Okay. Next artist is, Reba, and it's shot. You know, but my husband's very honest.
Okay.
So he like
I've noticed that about him.
Yeah, he's a very honest guy.
Straight shooter.
So he'll be like, I'm not sure if this gig is your gig, but well done for doing it. Or you'll be like, in the bag.
It's in the bag.
So he knew.
Proof was in the pudding.
There you go.
And you are now the host of Apple Music Africa Now Radio.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Africa Now Radio.
Africa Now Radio. We can shorten it.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's cool.
Absolutely.
I've always loved can I call it the Apple Music Radio feature? There's a lot of shows that I listen. What I love about it, 24/7, there's always someone from around the world that you get to tune into. And I think it was maybe about 4 years ago that I thought to myself, I'd love to see some African hosts. And now we're getting to see, you know, we've seen the likes of Ahiz. We're getting to see you there on that platform, plugging into that international community. Tell me, how have you been received by the Apple family? You know, you talked about Ebro just now. What have you gotten to meet, you know, the likes of Julia Denuga, like some of the other personalities on the brand?
Well, I just started, so unfortunately I haven't. Well, I've met already 2 amazing people. You know, Dottie from the Dottie show.
Of course, I love Dottie.
I love Dottie.
One of my favorite presenters on earth.
Right? She's amazing. So, so we got to go to the Burna Boy concert together with the Apple team and her. And watch her make history. So it was amazing just being with her. She's such a cool vibe. She really is what she is on radio as well.
I can imagine.
You know
I can believe that. You can't fake that kind of energy, right?
Yeah, she knows. I mean, I've told her this. She's so cool. I'm like, can I just be that cool one day in my life?
No.
You know? And then of course, Ebro, which, like I said, he's the GOAT. And we were there at the Apple offices in London, all of us checking out the new offices at Battersea, and those offices are sick. And then just talking about like music and the fact that we're having conversations about genres like Amapiano, and everyone understands what's happening.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, it's like, what a time to be alive. Specifically for African music, where everyone gets, I don't have to explain the genre.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's, I don't have to explain Afrobeats.
Yeah.
I don't have to explain Amapiano. I don't have to explain Afrotech. Everyone gets it from different parts of the world, whether they're from the UK or the US or anywhere. Everyone's like, let's have this conversation, which is just insane.
Absolutely incredible. And I'm glad you touched on that because I wanted to talk about the stories we now get to tell, right? We get to put African artists on. I know you're passionate about emerging artists, underground artists, putting people on and having the world discover the talent that we really have across this continent.
Yes.
You've already started that. I saw the interview with Bad Boy Tim's. I listened to the interview, Viri, the storyteller, some really, really exciting names across the continent.
Absolutely.
What excites you the most about getting to share these burgeoning sounds, these up and coming sounds of the world?
Oh, what excites me most. I always say this, Africa truly is the cradle of all music, not only humankind. So the fact that the world is now really taking notice of us.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been appropriated for the longest time, and we have to call facts. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
We've inspired the whole world with all these sounds. And so now for the fact that we finally have come to, you know, just a time where the world now acknowledges that it all comes from here.
Exactly.
And for me to be alive to witness that is just such an honor. So I love the fact that we getting to see different artists from different, you know, regions of the continent, which is amazing. We still need to do some, don't we?
Yeah.
Coming soon, we gotta represent.
They're gonna love you, Nandi.
Right? Absolutely.
Call me up before you get there, okay? I've got the right people to take care of you.
Let me know. But you know, it's just exciting because all we're doing is really shining a light on what already exists.
Yeah.
And that's just talent.
Exactly.
Abundance.
Exactly.
You know, talent, which I always say we are the blueprints of music and of everything because we are the cradle of humankind. And so if anything, we're just shining a light on something that already exists. And that's just amazing music, man. Yeah.
Amazing music. And you know what? I just want to give credit to Apple Music Radio because all of the shows across the board, we're talking about Ebro, I listened to Joe K's show.
Yes.
They have, for the last, I don't know how many years, they've always plugged in the Afro beats. They've always
plugged in.
I was just
about to say.
They played it overseas before it even blew up.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, credit to them.
That.
Honestly,
Absolutely.
credit to them.
And it's something I've been saying a lot, actually, once I was announced. And I have to be objective. It takes something for you to take a risk with a new sound,
of course,
or with new artists. And Apple Music, knowing the platform they have, and them being a company of that caliber and just the global reach they have and believe in the continents in that way. Before it was cool, you know what I'm saying? And push artists, that's incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
That is, and so that's why I'm proud to be a part of the team. I'm proud of that narrative because even for myself as Nandi, I've always believed in the continent so much before it was cool. Rocking the natural hair, rocking the natural look, the African aesthetic. Before it was a thing, in fact, if anything, I used to get criticized for it before.
I remember on the red carpets, the articles that would come out.
Absolutely.
Like, you killed it, though. Just because it wasn't a polka.
No,
you still killed it.
Right?
Yeah, I know you've always been a proponent of the continent.
Absolutely. So it's beautiful. And that's why there's a great synergy amongst, myself, African Now Radio, Apple Music.
For sure.
And who I stand for, that, I've always been proudly African and proud of the continent and being a true Pan-Africanist as well.
Yeah.
One continent celebrating different countries, sounds. And so, I'm just excited to be a part of a project like this.
No, that's really, really exciting. Listen, I renewed my Apple Music subscription just so I can listen to the show when it comes out live. If I can't catch it live, what I love about Apple Music Radio as well, if you can't catch it live, there's the podcast, right? You can play it anytime. So there's always a moment to catch up to it. So
absolutely.
I'm paying my, 59 Rand a month.
Renew! If you haven't.
Renew. Get your free trial. If you need a free trial just for the first month.
We're just putting it out there.
We're going to check it out. It's worth it. And what I love about the production quality, it sounds just like every other show across the Apple Music metaverse, if I can say
absolutely,
that. The aesthetics, the quality, the audio aesthetics, if I can say, are always up there.
Absolutely.
What goes into the production? What are some of the production standards that you always have to meet, like from a technical level now?
Oh, so that's a nerd in me. Obviously, I can't get too technical because there is a team behind that before. But sonically, I love anything that sounds good. And of course, you're talking about Apple.
Of course.
I feel like Apple invented sound.
High fidelity.
I feel like we should actually confirm that right now. After God, it was Apple helping God with sound.
And then it was earpods.
And then it was everything else. No, kid. But we have a great team.
Yeah.
It's an amazing team. There's great technology and equipment, obviously, and I can do it anywhere in the world, which always makes it so much fun. Also because it's fun because you can always kind of be ad hoc with, or just finding out and scouting new artists anywhere in the world, African artists. That's always cool. True. But just the level of, it's Apple from a tech perspective.
Exactly.
Steve Jobs' legacy,
Listen, you have to live up to that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think if anything, that's the one part that I was never worried about. I knew it was going to sound good. And you've heard it. It sounds amazing.
It does. Crystal clear, especially with earphones. I'd recommend it with earphones or at least like a nice big speaker.
It's always, sometimes I can't, so I'll put my headphones and, be on the mic and be like, welcome back to African Radio.
Is that big?
Me? What? So it's amazing working with the best. Yeah.
That's really great. And look, part of what we're talking about, bringing the African sounds globally is a big passion of mine, right? I've been a journalist for a long time. I believe in our talent. I know we are world class and it's great to see it go out there. What I think is like, for a long time, we were waiting for leadership, right? I'm not making this political, but for a long time, we wanted leaders and ministers and Department of what to push African artists where they need to be. Now it seems like you guys are doing it yourselves,
Well, this is what I love about all the disruptors in the continent. And I have to say a huge shout out to the youth as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Huge shout outs that using all these social media platforms has just made it accessible for anyone to become a star.
Yeah.
And I love that. I was just saying, funny enough, to a group of people earlier on that there are no more gatekeepers. being a gatekeeper now.
That's true,
which
right?
is amazing. And you don't need to rely on the leaders that be.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. People are making themselves stars without anyone.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, that's true freedom.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing to see all these young artists or established artists just flourishing.
Absolutely.
Right? What
Absolutely.
a time.
Every year it's someone else going overseas doing big things.
And it's more honest. You're right.
It is.
Because of that, people get what they want. They'll buy what they want. They'll make whatever they want. That's big true. Now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So there's no more politics. And so you've seen the real talent shine through. I was saying that with my husband, like, Zex has been a musician and he's someone, for example, who of course can reinvent because he studied the craft, he knows the craft.
Exactly.
And the people then, you know, they gravitate towards that. If you got the talent, because you can't be doing gimmicks anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because
no more publicity stunts.
You can't say, no, okay, I don't want a Tinashe to be playing that much on radio. Play me rather, because people are going to see it on other platforms, you know, either way. So I can't hide it, Tinashe. Tinashe has his own platform. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's amazing time. There's like fairness for once. And I'm just happy I got to see it in my lifetime. And I'm not even like 60. And I'm seeing all of this happen.
Seeing it,
How
you're
cool.
part of it. It's extremely cool. And I'm really excited for what it means. I look overseas. I look at countries like Korea, India, Nigeria, America with their big entertainment industries, what it does for their countries. And I always think, imagine what it can then do for South Africa, you know?
That's something and that's for Southern Africa, actually.
Southern Africa as a whole.
Yes,
absolutely. Actually, I should correct that.
Absolutely. There's something I'm passionate about. You are seeing people's lives change, but I love to see also people continuing being more empowered, you know. I love what, for example, the guys in West Africa have done with Afrobeats regarding just from a global perspective. And
they've run with it.
Right?
Yeah.
And the fact that there's superstars from that, you're seeing it now happen now with Amapiano especially. And I'm so excited, you know. Just the fact that like now when I was in London, you could mention an Uncle Waffles and people know exactly who you're talking about, you know?
Yeah, they love her, that's like.
Yes, and she's a female, so she's representing, you know, the females, and it's a matriarch. That's amazing. Like, I love that. So I'm so excited. The fact that like, and I'm lucky because we are home of musicians, and I get to see, you know, I'd randomly, like the one time I was in Qatar and heard my husband's song playing, and I just thought that is so crazy.
That is incredible. And all the way in Qatar.
You know what I'm saying? That's where we are as Africans, which is
I love that.
Right? It's such a beautiful time. Yeah.
Beautiful time. Let's bring it back home. We were talking about the Previdar cover. Again, absolutely stunning. Great interview in there as well. And I believe this is your first time on the cover of Previdar, right?
Yes, it is.
How did it feel because I know Previdar is a very illustrious publication.
Yes.
We always look forward to the covers, but I also personally look forward to the stories in between. So how did it feel to finally get this cover girl moment for such a prestigious publication?
Well, I think it was a great time. You know, obviously I've done many covers in my career.
Many.
I actually try to avoid covers for the sake of, I'm very big on like, I don't like doing a cover for the sake of a cover. In fact, my worst thing is like seeing someone on the cover and getting excited and then them talking about something we already know.
Okay,
it's
I understand.
And so the timing, so I'm very aware of that because I respect my supporters and the readers, wherever that is, whichever magazine. So with Previdar, it was just the right time just in terms of me loving fashion and what they stand for.
Of course.
And all those aesthetic.
Yeah.
But also, just, you know, there's big news that we're announcing. And so there's, again, a great relationship. So I'm always big that you'll only see me on a cover when I need to announce something. And that's important. So Previdar was the right guys to make this announcement rather for African Hour Radio, and it's exciting. Yeah,
super exciting, guys. Please do check out that interview. It's an absolute must read, and I love how you speak about being extremely selective with everything that you work with. You know, we never just see you with any brand. You know, we never see you with just any designer. Like
Yosaren, Conrad, Mercedes-Benz,
exactly.
Apple Music.
You see, there's something that all of those brands have in common. We talk Conrad, we talk Apple, Mercedes-Benz, premium, high quality. It's so Nandi. Have you ever been approached by a brand and had to, you don't have to name names, but had to decline just because it's not necessarily on brand with your personal brand?
Yes, I actually have. Well, a few, but I think the one that sticks out is, and obviously I won't say the name, but of the brand, but I remember I was in New York, so I had an offer for a global, you know, to be a global face of a beauty product brand. And So obviously I'm in New York, I'm in Fifth Avenue. What are you talking about? I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. And obviously it's luxurious. And so we have the board meeting, and I remember them complaining, and I've spoken about this before, but I'll continue speaking about it till the wheels fall off rather. They had mentioned a tweet that so at the time, well, not at the time only, there was a lot of police brutality against black people. I'm a black person, proudly so. And so I tweeted that, something along the lines of that, it seems like slavery is still alive, specifically speaking about the States at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember them, I'm in New York City, saying, is there any way you could delete that?
Get out of here.
And I said, you know what? Y'all gonna pay me a lot of money for this deal. It's a global deal, so I'm gonna see my face all around the world. But I was like, this is where I either choose my ancestors and God or the check. And I said, I'm going with my ancestors and God. And I had to decline the offer because I was like, and it's funny because now we're at a time, again, because of the youth being distracted. I mean, shout out to the Gen Zs where now you can stand up for that.
Exactly.
At the time, it wasn't as cool. And now I know I can have that conversation right now with the same brand.
Okay.
And then completely back off and be like, you're right. Because with social media, with platforms now, you can even speak of the brand and say, this brand stands for this and told me to do this. And this is where we are.
And everyone would understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Take your side on it.
Absolutely. Yeah, so, and that's the power of where we are right now and the conversations we're having right now.
Yeah.
I did it when it wasn't as popular, but I'm so proud I did it. And I can say it now with my chest. And I think that's important where, yes, the bag is the bag, but there's also legacy.
I get that.
And also legacy is beyond just what people perceive you to be. You need to genuinely be a good human being. And I think you find that a lot, especially in our industry, that you have a lot of narcissistic characters. And I speak of this a lot because, narcissism is a big thing.
I'm not allowed to name names. I'm just going to laugh.
On camera, your faves, you guys, your faves. Yeah. Wow, on camera, she's so amazing, or he's so amazing. And literally, they're like the devil reincarnated. And I think, let's not do it to bring up perceptions and a facade. Let's genuinely be good human beings, or at least be who we are. In fact, one thing I loved about the late AKA, and I used to always tell him that I used to say to him, that he was always who he is. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And it was 100%. So refreshing. 100%. In fact, he was the nicer guy off cameras than the guy he would like.
So
yeah, was right. He'd pretend to be. And so that's a huge thing as well. So as much as yes, my career is all about legacy and what you guys see, camera wise.
Yeah.
I really want to be the same person you guys perceive me to be. I don't want you having a different experience where it's only once the cameras are on. That all of a sudden I'm just a good human being to be around. And once they're off, I've switched up on you, and I think that's what it's about. When we talk legacy, we're not talking about your career. I mean, you die, but your spirit still lives on.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important. You're a family person as well. You've got children who will read about you for years and decades to come.
Absolutely.
And you're controlling your narrative. You're making sure that legacy lives on through exactly how you conduct yourself. And I can attest to this, guys. If you think I'm lying just because Nandi's here, I can attest to this. From the few times we've bumped into each other, you're the same person that you're on now in front of these cameras. We can cut the cameras now. You're still exactly the same person.
Because you're just checking. No, I'm kidding. No, thank you so much.
I love that about you. Thank you. Just before we wrap up, you did hint that you're working on a production.
Yes.
We know you're part of the Pongrass family. It's been a very busy and big year already.
Yes.
What do the last couple of months look like for you for the rest of 2023?
So I'm finishing off the film. So that's why I've been in and out in LA. Unfortunately, COVID happened and that, messed things up. But I do have to say a big shout out to Queen Beyonce, because if you do a project with Queen Beyonce, she has so much gravitas. Her name is so powerful
100%.
that I literally got signed to like 2 agencies in LA from it.
What?
And literally the project, just from being a part of Beyonce.
That is incredible.
Beyonce is a powerhouse. And that's when you realize it. So I'm forever grateful to her for believing in me. And I think that's very important. And she's the sweetest human being as well.
Oh, that's lovely to hear. That's really great to know.
Yeah, so I'm doing it all, guys. As always, I'm doing a song. I finished a song with DJ Kent.
What?
Yeah, okay. Coming back, DJ Kent and myself.
I can't wait for that. A nice summer jam.
Yeah, and a song with someone else that you guys have been asking me to do a song with.
No.
Here's a hint.
Really? Yo, okay.
We're not gonna say.
We're not gonna say. No.
I don't think anyone got that hint.
You've said enough.
Yeah.
Trust me, everyone got that hint.
I get it. That was a tricky one. But as well as, so radio, of course, which I hinted on, television.
Yeah.
Music, and film. I'm doing it all, man.
I'm busy, booked and busy.
You got one life.
I love it. One life to live, and you're living the most of it.
Absolutely.
Cannot wait for all of this. I wish we could raise a glass of Pongras just to say cheers. Nandi, cheers to you. Cheers to you. To Previdar, to Apple Music, Africa Now Radio. May you continue to succeed. May you continue to entertain. We absolutely love you for it. And thank you for this wonderful interview today.
Thank you, sending so much love. Mwah. Much love to the readers.